this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years.
I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait to see a smaller guy use those intangibles, use those X factors to beat a bigger guy.
The wait is almost over. Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford are on a collision course, and the boxing world can't stop debating who comes out on top. Now some of the biggest names in the sport are making their final predictions, and the answers may surprise you. Will Canelo's power and experience be too much, or will Crawford's skill and adaptability shock the world once again? Errol Spence Jr., the man Crawford absolutely destroyed, just made a statement that nobody saw coming. Despite being on the receiving end of Crawford's most dominant performance, Spence is actually supporting his former rival's quest for greatness. This is the same fighter who many thought would never forgive Crawford for that humiliating defeat. Spence argued that if greatness is truly Crawford's goal, then backing down would be the ultimate betrayal of his legacy. He even drew parallels to Canelo's own jump to 175 pounds, suggesting that what's good for one champion should be good for another. The irony? The man Crawford embarrassed is now his biggest advocate.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford want to challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah. But no,
he's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, and he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
Max Kellerman just made a prediction that has the entire boxing world buzzing with controversy. This is the same analyst who's covered legendary battles like Pacquiao-Mayweather and Joshua Klitschko, and he's claiming this fight could eclipse them all in historical significance. Kellerman isn't just talking about another big fight. He's suggesting we're about to witness a moment that will be discussed for generations. When someone with his experience makes such a bold claim, you know something massive is brewing.
But like, where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched?
In terms of the magnitude of the fight?
Yeah, the magnitude, yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights,
But Kellerman didn't stop there. His follow-up comments have created even more debate in boxing circles. He's convinced that this clash will fundamentally reshape how we discuss greatness in boxing, positioning it as a defining moment that transcends typical super fight hype. According to Kellerman, we're not just watching 2 elite fighters compete, we're witnessing the creation of boxing folklore. That's the kind of statement that either makes you a prophet or a fool. There's no middle ground.
This will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So, so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever covered.
Vergil Ortiz just dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. While acknowledging Crawford's ring IQ and technical mastery, Ortiz delivered a harsh reality check about the size differential that many Crawford supporters don't want to hear. His brutally honest assessment focused on Canelo's devastating power and those perfectly timed counters that have ended careers. Ortiz specifically highlighted Canelo's surgical check hook against Edgar Berlanga as evidence that the Mexican warrior hasn't lost a step. But here's the kicker. Ortiz admitted that if Crawford somehow pulls this off, he'd have no choice but to crown him the greatest fighter who ever lived. That's a statement that's got everyone talking.
I don't think he is, but if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my number 1 fighter of all time.
Of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing, you know. The jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10,
right?
You know.
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it, but can Canelo do it? And I think he has a bigger chance of doing it than Crawford does.
The controversy deepens when you hear Teddy Atlas weigh in, because his analysis completely contradicts what many other experts are saying about the weight factor. While others are writing Crawford off due to size, Atlas is painting a completely different picture. He reminded doubters that boxing history is littered with smaller fighters conquering giants, though he didn't shy away from addressing the concerns about Crawford's comfort level at 154 pounds. Atlas believes Crawford's speed, movement, and footwork could be the great equalizers that nobody's properly accounting for. It's a bold stance that's dividing the expert community right down the middle.
And that's wrong. That's wrong. He won, he changed gears, he did what he had to do when he realized the level of this guy in front of him, and he got the win. But again, people are gonna say Canelo's too big. He had trouble with a 154-pound guy when he went up from welterweight to that. So now he's going up to 168. Teddy, come on. How are you going to make an argument? You're going to make an argument to this, to the history of this sport, where little guys have been able to beat big guys, because you reverse it. You reverse who's got the advantage and the disadvantage. Yeah, the size, the power of Canelo, he's got the advantage. Then all of a sudden you go back and you say, wait a minute. The other guy's faster. The other guy's craftier. The other guy has more options. The other guy is slicker. Oh, well, maybe he's got the advantages.
Atlas doubled down with an even more controversial take that's got everyone arguing. He's not just praising Crawford's technical skills, he's claiming Crawford possesses rare, almost supernatural abilities like perfect timing and instinctive reactions that could neutralize all of Canelo's advantages. While giving Canelo his due respect, Atlas painted this as the ultimate David versus Goliath story, and his excitement is absolutely contagious. When someone with his experience gets this animated about an underdog's chances, it forces everyone to reconsider their predictions.
I'm one of the people that thinks Crawford is very, very special. I'm not saying Canelo's not, but I think he's special in a different way, where he's got instincts that not everyone has. Yeah. That it's the timing, it's the instinctual things, the X factors, the intangibles that he has. And I think they're going to show themselves. I really do. And I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait to see a smaller guy use those intangibles, use those X factors to beat a bigger guy.
Now here's where things get really interesting, because Jim Lampley just revealed his pick, and it's causing massive controversy among Crawford believers. The legendary broadcaster, who's called some of the greatest upsets in boxing history, is leaning toward Canelo despite acknowledging Crawford's incredible abilities. Lampley praised Crawford's seamless transitions between offense and defense and his mental fortitude, especially referencing that shocking demolition of Spence that silenced all the doubters. He emphasized Crawford's tactical brilliance and ring intelligence, but then delivered the gut punch. He still favors the Mexican superstar. That's got a sting for Team Crawford.
I do like him against Bud Crawford, but I do think that it's a great fight. Now, I could change my mind when we get closer. Bud Crawford, to me, is a latter-day Sugar Ray Robinson. He has the multiple skills of Sugar Ray Robinson. He can defend or attack. He has a deep inner mean streak that he can employ at any moment in a fight to get what he wants. Before the fight against, help me out here,
Madrimov was his last fight. Spence
Spence.
Yes.
Before the fight against Errol Spence, there were quite a lot of people in the sport, in boxing media, who were saying, I like Spence to win the fight. I was one of those people who said, no way. Errol Spence doesn't have the depth and the intellectual understanding of prize fighting.
Keith Thurman added another layer to this explosive debate with his brutally honest assessment of what Crawford is up against. Thurman described Canelo as a complete fighter with elite-level defense, devastating power, perfect timing, and incredible ring fluidity. He called Canelo one of the most difficult fighters to defeat in the sport today, though he left the door slightly open by suggesting he's not completely invincible. According to Thurman, it would take someone with Crawford's unique skill set to even have a chance of causing problems for the Mexican champion. That's both encouraging and terrifying for Crawford supporters.
The thing about Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable. Now you can say this about every fighter, but this is Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is extremely hard to beat, but he's not unbeatable.
But perhaps the most shocking perspective comes from Sugar Ray Leonard, who just shared something that will make Crawford fans very nervous. Drawing from his own brutal experience against Donnie Lalonde, Leonard painted a terrifying picture of what it feels like to absorb punishment from a naturally bigger fighter. He vividly described how devastating those punches felt, even when they didn't drop him, creating a chilling preview of what Crawford might face. Despite praising Crawford's skills, Leonard's personal experience adds a layer of reality that many don't want to acknowledge.
You also moved up to 168 pounds as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Terence Crawford is going to try to do that against Canelo. Just your perspective on a fighter like Terence moving up from 47, 54, and fighting Canelo, a bigger guy who's fought naturally bigger guys at 68.
It's a big difference. I mean, when I fought Donnie Lalonde, every time he hit me, he hurt me to a degree. Not knocking out, but he hurt me, put it that way. He can do it. I mean, you can do it. No question about that.
Leonard's follow-up comments were even more sobering for anyone betting on the underdog. He stressed that weight differences create dangers that can't be ignored, though he carefully noted that the right strategy and timing could help level the playing field. Leonard's balanced approach, acknowledging both the threat and the possibility, shows the respect he has for both fighters. But his emphasis on the dangers reveals just how treacherous this journey could be for Crawford.
What about Crawford do you think can bridge the weight gap, or like with you, what did bridge the weight gap? Because a lot of people are just saying, hey, Canelo's just too big for someone like Terence.
That's true, but you know what? There's always a way. Put it that there's always a way. There's always a way to win.
In a surprising twist that shows just how much respect Crawford has earned, Paulie Malignaggi delivered one of the most confident endorsements we've heard yet. Malignaggi believes Crawford's methodical rise through the divisions has perfectly prepared him for this ultimate test. He's convinced that every step of Crawford's journey has been building toward this moment, creating the perfect storm of experience, confidence, and skill needed to face a legend like Canelo. It's the kind of unwavering support that either looks brilliant in hindsight or becomes a cautionary tale about overconfidence.
So can you take away the spacing of the smaller guy who may need to use the spacing because he's so much smaller? I don't know. We'll see. It's an interesting fight. I just feel like if the right thing is supposed to happen every once in a while in this freaking world, which it never does, I feel like Crawford is supposed to win this fight. It's just a favorite of boxing for the way he went about his career and the way Canelo went about his career.
The truth is, the boxing world has never been more divided about a single fight. We've got respected experts on both sides making compelling cases, creating a level of uncertainty that's both exciting and maddening. Some see Canelo's physical advantages and championship experience as insurmountable obstacles, while others believe Crawford's unique talents and strategic brilliance could produce one of the greatest upsets in modern boxing history. What makes this even more fascinating is that but both sides might be right. This could either be a masterclass in why weight classes exist, or the night that redefines what we think is possible in boxing. The question that's keeping everyone up at night: can Terence Crawford overcome every physical disadvantage and deliver the shock heard around the world? Or will Canelo Alvarez use his size, power, and proven championship mettle to shut down the Crawford hype train once and for all? And if Crawford somehow finds a way to win, are we looking at the performance that cements his place as the greatest fighter of this generation, or possibly ever? The answers are coming soon, and the boxing world will never be the same. If this breakdown got your blood pumping and you want more insider analysis, controversial predictions, and the hottest boxing debates, smash that subscribe button, destroy the like button, and hit those notifications so you never miss the drama that keeps the boxing world talking.